welcome to another edition of the Ashley Neville Show. My next guest was the 12th overall pick in the 2019 NBA draft of the Charlotte Hornets and has made huge strides so far this season, helping lead the Hornets to 6th in the East and in position to make the playoffs. PJ Washington, thanks so much for being here. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Of course. I know we've been trying to make this happen now, I think for what, 3 years?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has. So it's great to finally catch up. And I know the other day before the All-Star break, you put up 42 points, a career high in 42 minutes, becoming the youngest player with a 40-point game in Hornets history. That was a wild game, first and foremost, but what was really clicking for you that night?
I think for me, I was just being aggressive. I felt like my shots were falling. I felt like my teammates were finding me in good spots. And honestly, we were just trying to win the game, and everything for me was in the flow of the game. So I was just trying to be aggressive and make the shots that I did take, and credit my teammates for giving me open shots.
Well, speaking of your teammates, this Hornets team has to be one of the most entertaining teams so far this season. What has been the most exciting part for you?
I think with my teammates, I feel like any one of us can go and have a great night. Everybody's playing together. Everybody loves playing with each other. So I feel like our chemistry is really there, and it's always fun being on the court with those guys.
Biggest difference from this season to last season?
I think with the additions of Gordon and LaMelo, I think they really help our team a lot. In a bunch of ways, whether that's scoring, rebounding, passing the ball, defensively. I feel like just those two guys alone have helped us in many ways.
So speaking of LaMelo, a lot of people were surprised, which I think is crazy with how he's playing this year. I'm like, have you guys not watched him play in high school and before that? I already know your answer probably, but were you surprised to see his level of play this early on in his career?
Not really. He played overseas. Obviously, he played pro. So for him to come in and do the things he's doing, I expected that from him, especially seeing him in training camp. The passes he was making, he was always asking questions in film sessions. And you can tell he just wanted to be a great player. So he's definitely been all of that for us, and we're excited for him. And we're excited to have him on our team instead of somebody else's.
Oh, absolutely. So what do you think separates him from other rookies in this league?
I think his confidence. He came in with ultimate confidence, and he just trying to be better each and every day. Always looking to get better at anything, whether that's shooting, whether that's passing, whether that's defense. He's a team guy. And he wants it more than anybody else.
So I know the first year you were drafted in the NBA was cut short because of the pandemic and everything that was going on. How did that affect you mentally, and how were you able to stay, both physically and mentally ready for the next season?
Crazy. We didn't know what was going to happen, when we were going to play again. But for me, I just try to stay locked in and do little things while I was away from the game, like just trying to work out as much as I could, and just try to spend as much time with my family as much as possible. So for me, it was a good break, but I'm just glad this season's back going on.
No, absolutely. So you've been making, like I mentioned before, huge strides this season. What was the main emphasis for you going into your second year?
The main emphasis for me was to just expand my game offensively a little bit with my ball handling. And then defensively, just being able to switch on the smaller guards and being able to guard multiple positions. So for me, I feel like I'm doing a lot better than I was doing last year, and I'm a lot more confident. And I'm just excited to be out there with this group of guys.
What have you learned most about yourself?
I think for me, I just have to work on my consistency, and that's my biggest challenge so far. So for me, just the mindset I've gone in to the games this year has been a lot better than last year. So that's helped me a lot.
In terms of mindset, was there anything like in particular that you were working on or maybe doing differently, like creating new habits or maybe working with certain people on those specific things?
I think the biggest thing for me is just trying to get a routine. Last year was kind of hard for me being a young player, being my first year in the league. It was just, I don't know, it was crazy. But now it's just, I have a routine. I have songs that I listen to all the time. I have workout routines, what I eat. I have my diet and stuff is right. So for me, it's just all locked in and all ready to go each and every night.
So I got to ask about the details. So I got to know what's on your playlist, and I got to know what you're eating.
Okay, so I'm listening to pretty much everything Little Dirk right now. Little
Okay.
Dirk right now. And when it comes to food, I'm really much just eating a lot of like seafood and a lot of asparagus, a lot of spinach, a lot of greens. So for me, it's pretty easy on that end.
Dang, are you on the keto diet? Oh my God, like no carbs? Is that what it is?
Nah, I mean, I just try to do that just on game days.
Okay. So it does sound like it's pretty much keto and then carbs for when you're active for the most part.
Mm.
I love it. So I know you mentioned that you also have a personal chef. Does he also like do all the nutrition stuff for you, or you go to someone else for that separate?
The Hornets have helped me with the nutrition part of it, and then my chef is basically talks to her all the time. So they do a good job of getting things right for me, ready for the game.
I love that. And then I also need to ask too, and I'm sure you get this question all the time. What was it like meeting Michael Jordan?
That was cool. I mean, the first time I met him, we were doing a team function for the Hornets, and it was my rookie year. He dapped me up and he was like, "What's up, Rook?" And that was pretty much all he said. So it was definitely cool. But he's a cool guy.
Has he given you any advice or anything like that? Do you guys have conversations at all?
The one time we did talk about the game. He just told me to just be myself. I mean, always expand your game, but at the same time, don't lose anything when you're trying to expand. So for me, he just said, just keep your post up game, and then also expand to the perimeter as well.
And then I know we were able to see him on the sidelines the other day, and you guys finally have fans at home. What was that like? Like, do you feel a difference when you're playing in front of fans and not playing in front of fans?
Yeah, especially at home. I mean, it's always great to play in front of fans. I think for our home fans, it was great to see us play, and even to have Michael in attendance was good for us. I mean, we got 2 wins in a row at home, so it's always good having fans, and I think they bring a lot of energy for us moving forward.
And then I'm sure you've seen some of my interviews too in the past where I like to kind of ask deeper, different questions, not just basketball stuff. And I just like to get to
Okay,
know the person that I'm talking to, not the
yeah,
basketball player. So in terms of success, how do you define success?
that's a great question. I've never been asked that in an interview, and I think for me, it's just waking up to where I can be content with everything I've done in life. When I'm done playing basketball, probably be able to do something that I've never done before and just have fun. Being able to have everybody around me taken care of, and just have no worries.
I love that. And then what is the highest pressure situation that you've ever been in and how did you handle it?
Highest pressure situation. Oh, coming up after my freshman year of college, I decided to put my name in the draft, and that was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made because obviously I went back to school, but I mean, I feel like that was definitely hard, especially going through what I was going through with my family and just feeling like I wasn't ready. So I feel like I made the best decision for me, and that was going back to school, even though it was a hard decision.
And then what are three huge events that maybe made an impact on who you are today?
The first event is when I was in like maybe elementary school. My dad, I think he got laid off from CarMax, and then ever since then he was a school teacher, and we used to work out pretty much every day from that day forward. And the second event, oh yeah, when I was in high school, I went to Finley Prep because the state of Texas wouldn't let me play in my high school, so I transferred to go to Finley Prep in Las Vegas. And then the third event was obviously going back to Kentucky for my senior or for my sophomore year.
Why did they let you play?
So I went to a prep school, and they didn't want me to transfer to the prep school to play basketball. And then I transferred back to my regular school, and they were basically saying I had to sit out a year or just play JV, and I didn't want to play JV, so I
Oh
left.
no. Who would,
Yeah,
want to play JV? Absolutely not. No.
yeah,
That's crazy. Now look at you. You're like, all right,
yeah,
you wanted me to play JV. Like, okay.
yeah.
Um, and then if you had to choose one cause to dedicate your life to, what would that cause be?
My brother has Crohn's, so
Mhm.
I would do anything to help him in that aspect and just get back into more research in that disease specifically because he's been dealing with it for the past 3 years now, 3 or 4 years. So I think that's really hits home for me.
Who do you turn to when you need advice?
I turn to my dad a lot. I turn to both my parents, and I talked to Coach Kenny Payne a lot. The assistant coach that was at Kentucky with me when I was there. So those three people in particular. But yeah, I mean, I talked to them pretty much a lot and asked them about different types of things.
Would you say they're also your biggest mentors when it comes to basketball, or do you have someone else that you talk to about that?
I would say they're definitely one of the biggest mentors I have for basketball, and also Penny Hardaway as well.
Do you guys talk often?
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while I'll text him. Penny's a really good guy, so he's always able to give me advice and tell me things that I need to work on as well.
What are those things you need to work on?
I think, like I said earlier, just consistency. I think that was the biggest thing for me. And to be a great player in this league, you got to be consistent. So that's one of the biggest things I'm working on.
And then off the court, is there anything in particular that you're working on?
I think I'm in a good space right now off the court with my diet, my routine, and all that. So I think I would say probably recovery, just making sure my body's always ready for each and every game.
And then, like, I'm kind of curious, what do you guys go through for recovery? Like, what's like the process for that? Is it, I mean, I know some of the like the what are the leg compressions? Like, is that kind of the thing that you do? Like,
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like, so what is it like after a game? Like, what's your game plan?
I like to use those. They're called the Normatec sleeves or something like that. So I use them all the time. I have some in my house, and I use it whenever I'm on the road. I'll bring them with me. But yeah, I think those work really well for me. I try to get in the training room after the games a lot. Pretty much icing and just doing everything I can to stay ready.
How many massages do you get a week?
I don't really like massages, so I don't get too many of them.
What? You
Yeah,
have the access to as many massages as you want, and you
yeah,
don't like them?
yeah. Sometimes I mean, I don't feel like they work sometimes, so I don't really use them.
Well, it looks like we need to find you a new massage therapist because that stuff should work. Like, especially if it's deep tissue, it should help. Do you do like anything else like with the cupping and anything like that or no?
I've never done cupping, but I would definitely want to try it.
Yeah, I like
I've
it.
seen a lot of people do it.
Yeah, no, it's really good. So like speaking of, I know I always wanted to talk about like deeper stuff, but I'm also curious in terms of if you can make an NBA player from scratch, like the perfect NBA player, what skills from what players would you make to choose him?
Um, I would use Steph Curry's shooting.
Okay.
Um, Probably Kyrie's ball handling.
Mm.
Um, Playmaking, probably the Joker. I say he's doing really good in that level this year. And defensively, probably Kawhi Leonard. Yeah,
I love it.
I feel like that would be a
That's
good player.
unbeatable. That's
Yeah.
unbeatable right there. And then if you could steal a move from any NBA player, what would it be?
Mm. Um, I would want to steal Carmelo's his post game.
Mm.
I feel like that's unguardable.
Yep. Who are some people that you only met one time, but they left the biggest impression on you?
Um, um, I say Jay-Z. I met him at an EYBL tournament, and he was pretty cool. He's definitely down to earth, and definitely somebody I would want to pick his brain a little bit and get to know.
Wow, you got to meet him. I think I would like pass out if I got to meet him or Beyonce. I think I would fall over. And I don't get starstruck too easily, but there's like certain people where like I don't know if I'd be able to contain myself. Were you starstruck at all? Like, did you ask him any questions?
I mean, I didn't even get to ask him any questions. I mean, he was just giving some good advice. So I was just listening.
No, I feel that. And then what job would you be absolutely horrible at if you had to do something else?
um, wow.
I know, random question. I'm all over the place right now.
No, yeah, that's definitely random. I'd say probably an actor.
You don't think you can act?
No, I don't think I can do it.
You'd be laughing. You'd probably be laughing a lot. I could see you definitely
Laughing
like,
way too much.
yeah, I could see that definitely. And then outside of basketball, do you have any other creative outlets?
Um, well, I love playing video games. Pretty much play video games all day, every day. So I got a whole nice little setup in my house, and yeah, I pretty much play all the time.
Are you sitting in front of it right now?
Yeah.
I felt like I saw you playing. Are you playing the game while you're doing the interview?
I'm not playing, but I'm watching.
Oh, okay. All right, that's multitasking right there. I think there was another player I saw who was actually playing a video game while he was getting interviewed, and it was on, I think it was live television, which is pretty
Oh
impressive.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know how you guys do it. So I probably know the answer to this next one is who would be the best celebrity to have dinner with. I'm assuming you would say Jay-Z.
Um, I don't know. I don't know who I want to have dinner with. Probably. I think definitely Jay-Z would be a good option.
No, for
I think he
sure.
would give me some great knowledge and about life and about business. So I'd definitely say Jay-Z.
Well, I was watching this video on you about investing a lot. I know that you save a lot of your money, you invest a lot of your money. If
Hmm.
you can share, are there any specific companies that you're looking to invest in or certain things that spark your interest?
Well, I'm really interested in real estate. I haven't invested so much into it right now, just because we're in season, obviously. So, definitely this summer is that's one of the biggest things I'm going to invest in different areas across the country. So, I'm definitely excited about that, and I can't wait for it to get started.
Well, I definitely think you should look in Arizona. But literally everyone and their mom is buying houses out here. It's like impossible to find anything right now. But it's big because everyone's moving out here because the
Yeah, I
cost.
mean, everyone's always going to need a house, so there's always money in it.
For sure, for sure. And just a couple more questions, and I'll let you go. I know I told you I'd keep this short. Um, well, clearly not. Who and what do you always have time for?
Who and what do I always have time for? My family and my dogs. Um, Obviously, I'm on the road a lot, being an NBA player. So whenever I do come home, it's always good to see them and put smiles on their faces.
Is the season hard right now, being on the road so much and all the back to backs and having to get tested for COVID like 3 times a day? Like, how are you handling all
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I think the testing is crazy. I mean, we do it pretty much every day, twice a day. So um, it's definitely. I mean, I'm used to it now. So I think for us as a team, we're all just used to it, and we're all just ready to try to make a playoff run and definitely get better each and every day. So it's just what we got to go through to play basketball now. So
I know.
yeah.
It's crazy. When I hear some of the stories, I'm like, so you have to land you land at like 2 a.m. after a game, and you have to
Hmm.
get up again. Some teams have to get up at like 8 a.m. to go get tested or like midday. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, it's the last thing you want to be doing, after you just played a game.
No.
Um,
Yeah.
and if you could master a skill outside of basketball, what skill would you want to master?
I do. I watch a lot of like boxing videos, so I want to box, like just work on skills of boxing. Yeah.
Well, we're seeing some NBA players, former ones, go into the ring. So maybe that could be something for you later on in your
Nah,
life. That'd be great. Boxing is fun, though. Have you ever done it?
I've never done it, but I've seen, like I said, a lot of videos, and it definitely looks fun. So I would definitely want to try.
It's a great time. I did it in college. I did it for like 5 or 6 years. I sparred a couple times, got my ass beat, as you would imagine. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, especially when you're like trying to be on defense, but then you're trying to hit too. Like, but it's a really good workout. I don't think I'll go back
Yeah.
in there again, but I'll hit the bags. It's not fun getting hit in the face. I'll tell you that much. Um, and then ultimately, what is the impact that you want to have on the world?
Um, just trying to give back, make it a better place. I think for me, it's just giving back as much as I can, and always trying to keep a smile on people's faces. So when I do obviously pass away, I think my impact would be great, and I want people to remember me for the person that I am and not the things that I've done. So for me, it's just trying to be nice to everybody and be kind, and always put a smile on somebody's face.
See, I love that. And I didn't even have this question written down, but you kind of sparked it in my head. But you just what you just said is like I want to be known for who I am, not what I do. And a lot of times people are always looking at you guys as NBA players, and like that's all you guys are. And people forget there's the human element. Like you guys are people too.
Yeah.
So I've actually talked about this with other NBA players, obviously like off the record, not going to name names or anything, but um, just seeing all these players team up with each other to try to win a championship. And then how media is trying to like say, oh, the league is watered down now. But then you see media complain when players aren't winning championships. And when, they're like we see Charles Barkley constantly get criticized for it. What's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like
Yeah.
it's a double-edged sword. It's like, okay, you make fun of LeBron for not winning a championship, and then he puts himself in a place to go win one, and then you guys still yell at him, and still try to downplay everything he's done. Um, what is that kind of like for you? Kind of being under a microscope, people always having criticisms about you. How do you just learn to block it out?
I think the best way to block it out is just not pay attention to it. I mean, because if you do pay attention to it, it's going to be hard for you to do what you do and have fun doing it. So for me, I mean, I don't really pay attention to what people have to say. I mean, at the end of the day, people are going to say anything they want to say, regardless. So for me, I just got to listen to my inner circle and my teammates and my coaches, and pretty much just do what I have to do on a daily basis. Because I mean, like I said, I mean, the people that do have things to say don't really know what's going on. So
That is true. Most of them haven't played one NBA game in their life, which is always interesting hearing what they have to say. So do you kind of like where the NBA is going, where players can kind of choose their own destiny, or do you miss the old school way of basketball where, it was all from just trades and from draft picks?
I like the way it's going now. I mean, I think the direction we're going in is really good. I feel like it's a players' league, and players should be able to make the decisions they want to make. So, um, for anybody to say different, I think is just crazy. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's basketball. If you see guys teaming up, you would want to beat them. So, why would you criticize them for teaming up?
I agree. Cannot agree more. And then just two more questions. What is something that you are most proud of?
Something I'm most proud of. Just being in the NBA. I mean, a lot of people don't have this opportunity. A lot of people, this is like their dreams, and it hasn't come true for many people. So just being here and just being in the position I am today, I just feel blessed and thankful for everything everybody has done for me.
And then what is something that maybe you've experienced that you think everyone needs to experience at least once in their life?
Um, that's a good question. Mm, I don't know.
You don't
maybe,
know.
maybe. Yeah, no, I don't. I just my mind just went blank. I don't know. I'll probably say get some dogs because I love my
Dogs?
dog. Yeah,
How many do you have?
I have three of them. I have a pit bull, a Doberman, and a Boston Terrier.
Oh my God. Dogs are literally the best. I wish I had time for one, but I don't. They're literally like the best things ever. So I love that.
Yeah,
It's a good
mine just
answer.
run around all day.
Yeah, I bet. Do they have a lot of energy?
A lot of energy. I mean, that's all they do is run around and play. I mean, they just came running in here and just went back. So yeah.
Is it three boys?
Hmm.
Okay. So yeah, they usually have more energy for sure. I do appreciate your time. I'm enjoying watching everything you guys are doing this season, especially you and the progress that you've made. So keep it up, and I can't wait to see you guys in the playoffs.
Thank you so much.
Of course.